Hi everybody, we are about to install Siemens PLM NX and this is version 10. Alright, and version 10 is the latest version of NX out there, and it's the latest because this is 2015, December 2015. So we're told version 11 should be out next year, but let's work with what we've got. Version 10 PLM, Siemens PLM NX. Why am I doing this? Well, I have had to go to so many of my friends to install this for them. And of course, you know this is a cracked version. The installation files are right here in this folder. I'm going to double click and show you that it's cracked by these guys at Solid Squad. These guys, I must say thank you, thank you, thank you, Solid Squad team. These guys are masterminds, man. They're good. They crack the most uncrackable software ever. Anyway, let's get started. We're gonna install Siemens NX PLM. I just need you to follow everything that I do. I'm working here on a computer that has Windows 8 installed on it. Let me show you that. Settings, PC info, Windows 8. All right. So you'll look and you'll see that my processor is a 1.9 gigahertz processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and of course it's a 64-bit operating system. You will not be able to install NX10 on a 32-bit system. All right, that was yesterday's thing. Today you have to use 64-bit because NX10 only comes in 64-bit. All right, but I'm just showing you all this so that you see that I'm not using a top-of-the-line system. This is just a real cheap, junky computer, and it's going to install it really good and really well, and we're going to do a lot of stuff on this computer with NX. All right, so let's get started. We first come to our launch exe here. I'm gonna right click and run as administrator. Okay, right click, run as administrator. I click here, this comes up and I say yes. All right, this is my next window, but something I forgot to tell you. Okay, so this window came up in front, but this one is behind. I'm gonna have to go back here. Something I forgot to tell you. Before you install your licensing server, which is what we must do first, because when this window comes up, we've got a few options. We're not interested in viewing documentation. No, we are into serious business. And there are two things here that we must do to get NX to run. We must first install our licensing server, and then we install NX. NX is the software. The licensing server, you never really use that for anything. The licensing server is just there to ensure that NX runs. And without the licensing server, NX will not run. And if anything is wrong, if anything goes wrong with your licensing server files, NX will never run. All right, so we must do first things first. But then, before I can install my licensing server, I must come back here. I must go to the Solid Squad folder. I must go to PLM licensing server, this folder, double click, open that, and I must search for the licensing file. It's a .lic file, splm6.lic. I am going to copy, and what I'm going to do with this is paste it in my Windows folder. So I come over to computer, my hard drive C, and then I come to Windows, double click, open here, and I'm just gonna right click somewhere in the empty space here and press paste. Continue, yes, continue. And this comes up, I say yes again, and confirm that. And now you're gonna see splm6.lic is here in my Windows folder. Why did I put it in my Windows folder? This license file is what the licensing server software looks for when it starts up. If it doesn't see this crack file, it's not gonna start. And even if it does start, it's gonna give me some errors that will never have me starting NX. Alright, so this is very important. And I put it here because nobody ever comes into your Windows folder to delete things by mistake. Nobody does that. Only an idiot does that. All right, so this, you want to hide it in a folder where nobody goes, and that's why I put it here. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my folder with my installation files. Go back. All right, so here we are. We're back to that. Now I'm going to minimize this so I can get my installation on the way. All right, so I'm going to install a licensing server first, and then I'm going to install NX. All right, so I click here. Don't double click. I just click once, and the process begins. Good. All right, it's now going to ask me what language do I speak. I think you would have figured out by now that I'm speaking English, so I click OK. Of course, if I want to be installing in Spanish or French or whatever else, I could have done that there. All right. Sometimes this comes up. I think I'm happy that it actually did. Administrator privilege required. Sometimes it pops up, and sometimes I don't see it popping up. Do not click OK. Don't click OK. When you click OK, everything here is going to disappear. Just click on your big red here and close it. It will just go away and leave you alone, and we can get the rest of the installation done. All right, so we are here in introduction, and we're going to have to finish this list to complete the installation. We click next. Let me move this out of the way. There are some words floating there on the screen over here. Let me just move that out of the way. We're going to click next. Please wait. Siemens PLM server is being configured, so we're waiting on that. It's going to step down to our next. Okay. It's asking where do we want to install the licensing server, program files, Siemens PLM. It's going to create a folder here in the programs file, and we are okay with that, so we click next. It's asking us where did I just put that SPLM6 licensing file. Now it wants to know where that file is. All right. Now this is actually, in the downloads folder here. This path here is pointing to the downloads folder, and that is certainly not where it is. So I must now come and tell the system where it is. So I click choose, and then I'm going to go to my computer. I'm going to go to hard drive here, C drive, and then I'm going to go to Windows. Remember, that's where I put it, Windows. And then I'm going to scroll across the screen. I'm going to keep looking for that licensing link file. Ah, there it is. There it is. So when I find it, I simply double click on it. And when I double click, it's simply going to fill in the path, that file path right there. See, Windows, and there's a file. Good. And once I have that, and I must have that there, and once I have that there, I can now click next. All right, it's now gonna, give me the preliminaries of all that I've done so far, and then ask, is that okay? If that's all that I want, then I can click install, and now it's installing. All right, this is where some patience is required. Installing NX is going to require a lot of patience, my friends. If you don't have that, please go to a store that sells patience in abundance and get a lot of it, because it's a requirement. Trust me. Installing NX is not as easy as some of those other software that you have got. So just work with me on this one. All right, so it's installing. It's installing. The licensing server is okay. You're going to see this starting vendor daemon, and that's okay. Just click OK. And the process continues. It would be nice to have some snacks to eat, as we go along. It does take some time. Hey, the licensing server is installed. All right, so now we're just going to click done. All right, and of course I did not speed up the video or anything. It's running in real time, so If you have got a faster computer, if you've got a better computer, then it would have actually done that much faster. All right, so the licensing server is installed, but we cannot install NX yet. We need to go crack that server first. All right, so I'm going to minimize this. It's still running. I'm just going to minimize it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our licensing, I'm going to go to the installation path, sorry, that I just installed, the licensing server. So it's in program files, yes, and it's Siemens, yes, and here it is, PLM, licensing. So you can always just watch this path up here, my C drive, program files, Siemens, and you're going to find this folder in there. Double click open. Right. Now, when you open, what you want to do is double click this exe, LM tools. That's what you want to run. Double click. Yes, just click yes and confirm. And it's going to start the licensing server. Now, once it starts the licensing server, here I have this window in front of it. I'm just going to push that off to the side. Once it starts the licensing server, what I want to do is, yes, start on this first tab. Ensure that I've got configure using services running. Yes, ensure that Siemens PLM licensing server is up and running there. Yes. And then what I want to now do is go to the Start, Stop, Read tab. So I now click on that, and then I'm going to click on Stop Server. But before I do that, I must click Force Server Shutdown, and what I want to do is stop the server from running. Okay. Now, the server is down here is the state of the server, what's happening at this point in time. And when I click Stop Server, you want to pay attention to what's happening down here, because that's what's important here. So I'm going to click Stop Server. Now, look at what's happening down here, because this is what's going to tell you when the server stops. Now you're going to see this, stopping server. Everybody's waiting to see server stopped or stopped or something like that. Once you see stopping server, it means that the server has stopped. I'm not sure why they have a notification of stopping server, because this is supposed to suggest that the server is still stopping, which doesn't make sense. But the server has stopped, and that's what we want. Once the server has stopped, I'm going to minimize this. And I need to now come back to my installation files. All right, so let me push this over to the side here. So remember, this is my server installation location. But now I want to open this. All right, so I'm going to double click over here. I'll put this over here. Let me minimize this. So I have two windows running. I've got two windows running, and this is a folder that I started with my installation files. But over here is where I installed my installation location for my licensing server. All right, and this is what I just clicked to start my server. Now I want to go to Solid Squad over here in my crack files. I want to go to Solid Squad, double click, and I'm going to go into PLM licensing server, double click, and I'm looking for this file. I'm going to right click and say copy. I'm going to copy this crack exe UGS LMD exe. This is the crack one, and I want to bring this over here to replace this one, UGS LMD.exe. Yes, I want to replace this one. Okay, and remember, this is in the location that I just installed my licensing server. All right, so I'm gonna click on this one here, and I'm gonna say delete. I just clicked on delete. I just clicked delete on my keyboard, And it's asking me, do you want to delete this? And I say yes, continue. Yes, I want to delete that file. Yes, continue. So it's deleted out of here. And now I'm going to right click and paste. Remember, I just copied it from over there, so I'm going to paste this one in here. Yes, continue. Yes, continue. Now, here it is. So I just came over here in my crack folder. Remember, this is the installation files that I'm installing, but this is the cracked one, all right? And I just put it in the section, or in the folder that I just installed the licensing server, the path here, all right? So now, because I had stopped my server, so I'm going to minimize this, and I can also minimize this. It doesn't really matter anymore. Now, because I had stopped my server to get that done, I can now restart my server. Once my server starts, you're going to see the notification pop up here that the server is started. Once I click this button and my server starts, then I have cracked my server. So let's do that and see what happens. I'm going to click. Server starts successfully. Voila. Our server is up and running. Once our licensing server is up and running, we are now good to install NX. Okay? Alright, so let's close this. Even if I close that, the server is still running in the background. Alright? So let's get some things done here. Alright? So we now come to NX. So we just installed a licensing server. We just cracked it. And now we come to NX and we say install NX. Okay, let's do that. Now English, yes, English, still English. Okay, it's running. It's preparing the installation. That's right. So I'm going to minimize this behind here. I'm going to minimize that so you can see what's happening on my screen. Come on, go down, go away. It won't. Okay, well it won't do that. Alright, that's okay. We'll just keep this on top and just hide everything that's going on behind there so you don't have to see that. Alright, we click. It's asking for, yes, we just click next here. Typical installation, custom installation. Which one do we want? I think this behind here is not. Okay, let me just get that out of the way. I just want you to be able to see exactly what I'm doing here. Typical or custom? Do not use typical, and I'm going to show you why. Click on custom. Once you click on custom and you say next, now this is why you want custom. If I just use typical, then it's going to install just this and just this component, and all the rest of these are going to be left out. And you want to unleash all this power in your computer, all right? You want all of those. So we're going to start at the top, click on each of these, and you're going to say, don't choose the first one, choose the second one. You want to install this feature, and all the sub-features will be installed on your local hard drive. We click there. You notice that one comes alive. Katia, yes. We do that again, and we do that. So we keep doing that right down the line. And yes, it's a lot. It's going to take you some time. And of course, I said, to get this done, you're going to need some patience. So please, be patient. It's worth it. It's almost $40,000 worth it. Trust me. Okay, so we're going down the line. I grab this handle, bring it down some more, and I do all of these. If I've done all of these correctly, if I do all of them, click just like I'm doing here, what this means is that I have installed every feature that NX has to offer on my system. Unlimited. Holding back absolutely nothing. And trust me, that's what you want. So if you're into designing ships, if you're into designing rockets, if you're into making whatever it is that you imagine, you will now be installing all of these on your systems. Alright, let's go. And yeah, yes, it takes some time, but that's okay. If you purchase NX, these are the various licensing components that you would have as options to purchase. So that can take you from, I think, $12,000 to as much as $40,000. Yep. So you can either choose to purchase it, or you can just follow my directions and just click on them here. You can do it. Alright, we go back through that list and we see that we do not have any red X's. So now we have got everything that NX has to offer ready to be installed on our system. Complete package unleashed. We click next. Enter server name. Don't pay that any attention. Just click next. English, yes, or choose the other language that you want and just click next. Alright, it's just saying, okay, this is what you've chosen. At this point we can go back and change something, but we have got everything okay, so we just click next. The installation begins. Alright, I guess this is where I'm going to tell you, hey, go get yourself some snacks and, make yourself comfortable. Eat something and come back. Alright? And come back. This is going to take some time, but that's okay. What I'll do for you is just speed up the video so you'll see exactly what happens during this time, and then you'll hear me come back talking in a little while. Alright, but I'm going to go get myself some snacks. Alright, so we'll be back, guys. We're back, and our installation is complete, but our work is not yet done. Alright, so now our installation is complete. We must crack the software. So yes, we did crack the licensing server, but now we must crack the software. Alright, so let's get to work. Let's get to work. Solid Squad. So here we are again in this same folder. I told you that we have all our installation files. We go to the Solid Squad folder. We are now going to come in NX10. This is where we are now. Alright. So we double click, we open that. And we must now copy and paste all the files in these folders to the installation location. Alright, so I'm going to make this much smaller. I'm going to put this over to this section of my screen. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to open a new window. And in this window, I'm going to go to the installation folder for NX. Alright, see, program files, Siemens, and there it is. NX10. I double click and I open that, and here we are in the installation location for NX. Alright, so just look over here in our crack folder and look over here in our installation section, in our installation folder, and we're simply going to look for the corresponding folders, and we're going to copy the files from in these folders to the ones in these, okay, and replace these with these. Alright, so the first one is this one. I double click and I open it. Over here I double click and open. I'm looking in this folder for this. There it is. Open there. I double click over here, open, and then I'm gonna copy from my crack and come over here and paste in my installation installation location. Replace the file in destination, yes. Click there. Continue, yes. Click there. Yes. And that one is done. I go back to where I got started. I simply do the same on this side. And we continue drafting. So we come down, we look for drafting. We do the same. Inside the drafting, I'm looking for layout. So I double click layout. Inside layout, I'm looking for ideas gateway. Double click that. Inside idea gateway, I'm looking for ideas. And inside ideas, I'm going to copy and paste. Replace. Continue. Yes. So by now, you get my drift. What so many people have been doing is they just come in the crap folder and they just copy the whole folder and try to paste it over here. And what you're doing is you're gonna kill all the other files that was installed in the original folders here. So you can't do that. You have to go for the files inside the folders. Now we're looking for NX extras. Where's that? That's you. That's you. Open that. Open that. Inside, I'm looking for laminate. Okay, so there are 3 folders inside here that we need to deal with. We're going to deal with the first one. Laminate. Inside laminate, we look for bin. Open bin. Inside bin, we're going to copy and paste this. Copy. Paste. Replace. Continue. Yes. Okay, go back. Go back. Alright. Now we're going to work with TMG. Inside TMG, I'm looking for this. Copy. Paste. Replace. Continue. Yes. Good. Alright. Go back. And then we go to Tosca. And inside Tosca, there is bin. I open bin. Inside bin, there's exe. I open exe. Inside exe, I'm going to copy and paste. Continue. Yes. Alright. So we're done with that one. Of course, we're going to do this for all of them. Human exe. Wait a minute. I think I missed something. Which one is that? NX human. Okay, where is that? NX human. Alright. Inside NX human, I'm looking for jackpot tool. Alright, inside jackpot tool, I look for lib. Inside lib, copy and paste. Replace. Continue. Yes. Alrighty. So we're going for Nastran next. NX Nastran. NX Nastran. Open. Inside Nastran. NX and 10. That's it. Inside this, we're looking for 64. EM64NT. So we're going to do this one first. EM64NT. Inside that, we're going to copy you, copy, paste, replace, continue. Yes. And then we also go inside Adina. And we copy, paste. Continue. Yes. Alright. Now we come back to the 64 NTL. Alright. We're going to do that one. And the procedure is the same inside this. We copy this one. Copy. Paste. Continue. And then we go into Adina. Copy, paste, replace. All right, we're getting somewhere, slowly but surely. And yes, I told you, if you didn't have the patience, you need to go buy some, go get some. You're gonna need it. NX plot, NX plot. Open NX plot. Inside here, we're looking for you first. Copy, paste, place. Yes. And we're gonna go into bin. So double click on bin. Open bin. Copy this inside bin. Copy, paste. Continue. Yes. And inside bin, let's go straight to the top. There's also PDF. Inside PDF, copy and paste. Replace. Continue. Yes. Alrighty. Out, out, out. Next one. We got one more. UGI. We go down to UGII. Inside UGII, there's just one file. Copy and paste. Yes. All right, guys. We have completed the process of completely cracking NX. Wow. Now, we are going to see if it works. So we go to Start. We search all through our programs and we come straight to NX10. What I want to do is to right click on this and pin to taskbar. I click that. What that just did was to pin it to my taskbar, so I can always come back to desktop. And I'm going to see NX right down here, pinned to my taskbar. When I click on this, NX is supposed to start. Alright, we're waiting for it. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Voila. Once you see this screen, you're good to go. If your licensing server is not functioning correctly, you will not see this screen. And so once you see this screen, you can actually start rejoicing because NX is starting up, and it will. Alright. Okay guys, here's NX. It's basically up and running, and these are some files that I did some designs recently. So if they're right there on the desktop. Let me just show you them. Here they are. This is one, and where's the other? Somewhere there around. This is the third. So I can click on opening any of these. I'm just going to click on the first one and open the file so you can see NX running in full color. It's coming up a little slow because I actually have a screen recorder running, recording all of this that I'm actually showing you right now. So bear with me. All right, there it is. NX is up and running. This is the manufacturing application in NX. You know, I can actually, you know, go through the process of, you know, simulating this little part that I made. You know, following key component. Okay, I think I have a problem with that. I'm gonna have to go back and fix something here before I actually run that. Anyway, I just wanted you to see that. See, there's something not doing well inside there. There's a tool actually lying flat on the ground. No, that's all right. All right. Yes, I just wanted to see that NX is up and running. This is the application. Let me go over to the modeling application. This is NX, friends. This is NX. This is NX, an absolutely awesome tool. So up here I have all of my, you know, different tabs, tool tabs, and here I have my application tab. If I want to be modeling, I click here, drafting, sheet metal, manufacturing, designing, electrical, vehicle design if you're into designing vehicles. And yes, I've done a few vehicles with this NX, yes. Whatever it is that you imagine, you can use this tool to do it. Alright, so let me minimize. What I want to do right now is to actually bring NX up on my desktop. I want to put a shortcut on my desktop. That's going to take me to program files, Siemens NX10 UGII. Good. And in UGII, I'm looking for that NX EXE. Where are you? Come on. NX EXE. Alright, let me sort you guys by type. Yes, by type. You're already sorted by type. I should be able to see you much easier. Okay, let me go. Because what I want to do is simply put a shortcut on my desktop to just launch it from. And there are so many guys who don't know how to do that, so I just want to show you how that works. I think I saw it just now. There it is, there it is, there it is. ugraf.exe. So all you need to do is right click here and create shortcut. And of course it's going to tell you can't create a shortcut there, it has to be on the desktop, of course. And that's where we want it. And here's our shortcut. It just popped up on the desktop. So if I close NX, let me close that. No, exit, just exit, right? If I close NX and I use this shortcut that I just came up with, let me give that a proper name. I'm gonna name this Siemens NX10. Okay, I'm gonna call it Siemens NX10. Now, right now, if I right click on this, voila, it opens the software, and from that main screen I can navigate to anywhere I want to go. Alright, there you see it. There you see it for yourself, guys. Alright, so and I can open the same file that I just opened, or I can go wherever I want to go open whichever file, wherever it is, that kind of thing. You know how to take it from here. This video is just to show you how you got here. Alright, so I'm going to close NX. So let me line this up with my monsters. I can now put this file somewhere else. So friends, if you want to be designing, if you want to be 3D modeling, here are the tools. But then I'm going to rate these tools, based on my research. Rhinoceros 3D was once used by BMW and Ferrari. A great tool, a really nice tool. This tool is for those who's just starting up and you want to get into designing in a very easy user interface. This is it. This is it. However, stepping up from there, if you're getting into the machining world and the production world like I am, a good 11 years now, you want Mastercam. This is X8, and this is another crack done by Solid Squad guys. Thank you, Solid Squad. This one was not so easy installing either. You have to first install a USB key emulator. That it's a little tricky. But this is an awesome tool, and this is a tool that I've been using for most years now, before I actually stepped up to NX. So you can design your stuff, you can machine your stuff, set up your NC programs for CNC machine tools, both lathe and mill, and you can do some great work with this. Yes, this comes with a much higher rating than Rhinoceros. Yes, this is a professional's tool, awesome, but then I'm still stepping up. Now I'm over to SolidWorks. Man, if you're into designing and 3D modeling, especially 3D modeling and rendering those models to look like real life stuff, this is it. This is it, SolidWorks. Now, SolidWorks is the tool at the highest professional level if that's basically your work, designing 3D modeling, and also they have got a really good simulation engine, you know, to simulate the movements of or to what would I put it now? Simulation. I think simulate is the right word. You know, you make an engine model and you want to simulate how all these parts work inside that model. Yes, this is the tool. Awesome rendering engine, absolutely awesome. Stepping up again at the very top of the rank here, because SolidWorks does not do machining. Mastercam does machining. Siemens does machining. Rhinoceros and SolidWorks does not do machining. However, you have plugins for both of these that can actually get the manufacturing part of it done. All right. But my friends, at the very top of this is NX. This is an absolute monster. Yes, SolidWorks does help you to do things, you know, in terms of 3D modeling, a lot of stuff. But Siemens have got tools for, like, if you want to be modeling cars, if you want to be into the car modeling business, you've got an application for that. If you want to be modeling ships, see an application just for that. Electrical, the whole works. Trust me, Siemens is the monster in this list. Yes. And so, as an engineer, I've been at it for many years now. This is my recommendation: Siemens NX10. Guys, I hope this video was of much meat to you. So go enjoy a $40,000 software, and trust me, folks, when you can afford it, please purchase the software. Okay, please purchase the software. When you can afford it, please purchase the software. Until then, enjoy it. All right, have a great time. Bye bye.